Hello, Helena. It's Emily McVeigh, Executive Director of the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. We're here for this week's United Way Partner Spotlight with Child Care Connections and Brandy Thomas. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah,
I've done a few of these now. Thank you.
It's always good to keep people up to date on what's going on in child care world.
Oh, and there's so much happening.
It's good news too,
It is
so that's
good news.
great. Tell us a little bit about just what Child Care Connections does here in Helena.
So Child Care Connections is a resource and referral agency. We actually serve 6 counties: Lewis and Clark, Jefferson, Broadwater, Park, Marr, and Gallatin. We do a lot more than this, but essentially we help families find and pay for childcare, and then we help childcare providers get and stay licensed. We also do some other things. We have some bike safety programs and lots of other things, but pretty much anything in the childcare world we have our hand in.
All right. And what do you do specifically?
So I specifically supervise our provider services staff and then work directly with childcare providers as well. So we really work on helping people who are interested in becoming providers get licensed, stay licensed, take the training they need, really just anything that helps them in that aspect.
All right. And there's a thing called the Stars to Quality program. What does that mean?
So Stars to Quality is an amazing program. Our state implemented it about 15 years ago now. It came out of the No Child Left Behind federal legislation that said all states had to have a QRIS system, which is a quality rating improvement system. And so we call ours Stars. Unfortunately, several other states call their programs Stars too, but we're all very different. And so what our Stars program does is it helps programs through monetary incentives meet higher levels of quality. Our system is a 5-star system, so programs voluntarily can enter the program. It's just kind of like a hotel. The more you do, the better quality you have, the higher the star rating. There is things required at each level, and you do have to meet those requirements in order to get to that level. But as the levels go up, there is monetary incentives and just the ability to brag and say, hey, we're a Star 4 or Star 5 program.
Yeah, and we have a lot of high star agents or childcare providers in Helena and local area.
We do. We have a great number. We actually have 11 Star 5 programs within the Lewis and Clark, Jefferson, and Broadwater County area. We have another one in our Gallatin area too. And then we have, I think, 7 Star 4s, and then it kind of goes down from there. But we have a ton of Stars programs, 28 total for our Tri-County area right now. The biggest thing is Stars is in a hold pattern because Montana received the PDG grant, which was a huge grant coming in, and so we're looking at restructuring, and I shouldn't say we, I'm not, but the state as a whole is looking at restructuring some programs, and so all programs are on hold right now at their current level of Stars and maintaining that quality until we kind of work out all the kinks and figure out where we're going. So it is going to change, but we're still going strong.
All right. And why is the Stars component important to early childhood?
Stars is really important because it just boosts that quality. Lots of programs, childcare programs are quality, but in order to go into Stars, you have to meet certain training requirements, you have certain policies you have to enact, your staff have to go through certain things, and so it's really important for that quality piece to help programs understand what truly is higher quality for our kids.
What are some of the requirements they have to go through? I know it's intense. I've seen the list.
It's not too bad now. They have decreased some of the requirements. A lot of it is training. So there's certain trainings that are required. The pyramid model, which is a social emotional based training to help kiddos with challenging behaviors. There's some policies they have to implement, mainly health and safety things. Allergies.
Whenever we're together, we
do cough a lot. At Star 5, national accreditation is required. Things like assessments, observations, it just depends on the level, but it's actually gone down a little bit in the requirements, but it's still, it's doable, but worth it in the end.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely worth it, yes. So how does a child care provider become a STARS program? Because they're not required to.
They're not
but
required.
It's definitely encouraged.
It's absolutely encouraged. Right now, since we're in the hold, they are not accepting any new programs.
Sure.
However, that doesn't mean you can't reach out, and I'd be happy to get you started on the current requirements so that when they do accept new programs, that you're ready to go and can just jump right in at a level. So that's kind of a hard question right now because yes, they're on a hold, but they will open it back up.
Okay. Can they start the training in advance?
Oh, absolutely.
just
And all the
start-
STARS training is free, so they can get, I mean, they can have everything ready to go, so the second they can get back into the program, they can start.
And Child Care Connections provides other training outside of the STARS.
Absolutely. We provide any training a child care provider would need, the required training, and then we provide extra training too. Just, you don't want to take the same training every year, so we try to spice it up. We also do CPR first aid. A lot of it is by what people are wanting is what we provide.
So how about the parent side of things? How do the parents access your services? What kinds of things do you provide the families out there?
So families, that's the other big half of what we do. And so we administer the Best Beginning Scholarship Program, which is the state assistance to help pay for childcare. Currently, it's 150% at the poverty line to qualify. However, I'm going to take part in this.
That's a big we.
It's a big we. They just signed House Bill 648, which was to increase the Best Beginning Scholarship. So that will take effect July 1st. And
that's fast.
yeah, it's super
Awesome.
quick turnaround. And so that actually bumps the criteria up to 185% of poverty will be eligible. It caps our copays at 9% of the household income, so that's huge.
That is a big deal.
That's a big deal. It also pays, essentially, it kind of pays for like slot care. So right now, it's if a child is gone for more than 2 or 3 days out of the program, that parent has to pay that out of pocket. Whereas this will cover that child as long as they have a minimum attendance. And so it's a really big win for us. We've been wanting this 185 of poverty for 20 years at least. So this is a big thing. We'll get a lot more people eligible. For families looking to help either find or pay for childcare, they can just contact us or go to our website, cccmontana.org. All of the applications, all the information's on there. You can also give us a call, 406-587-7786, and we can get you going in the right direction and just get you on the program. Or if you don't qualify for the program, we can still help in other ways. We're working on GAP scholarship programming for all 6 of our counties, which those that don't qualify for Best Beginnings, if we have extra money, we try to help fill that gap. And then obviously we can help find childcare as well, which is another big barrier.
Yeah, because you see a lot of times people just saying, I need childcare. Where do I find a childcare provider?
Exactly.
Especially one that takes the Best Beginning Scholarship. So really they just need to call your office.
Just call us or go on our website. You can email me. I'm just brandy@cccmontana.org, and we can get you hooked up with where you need to be.
And if there's a person out there that's saying, I would love to do childcare, we really
Give me a
need more
call.
people.
Yes, we absolutely need more childcare providers. It's a tough but rewarding industry, and you can start small. You can do licensed childcare in your home, all the way up to being a center.
And it's, yeah, like you said, it's tough, rewarding work. Nobody's getting rich doing it.
That's for sure.
I know people think that because it is expensive.
It is very expensive.
But I did it. You put everything you make back into it.
You do, and childcare workers are one of the least paid industries. However, there's some things coming down federally that might help with some of that, but it is an essential service. I mean, childcare really needs to fill, and you can work your way up and get some higher pay, especially if you're starting your own business. There's definitely some things that help. There's some startup grants and things like that.
Do you happen to know where we're at with I know at one point we had 1 spot for every 6 kids needed, or we were really low in the childcare.
It depends by county. Our Gallatin County, that direction is really struggling. Helena, Lewis and Clark County, we're not doing too bad. We're still, it's still not great. I don't know the exact numbers. Part of the issue is that a lot of folks are just working around it. Mom and dad are working opposite shifts, or grandparents are stepping in. So it's not the most ideal situation because we want to have childcare for everybody. But I think we're only meeting, the last time I looked for Lewis and Clark County, we were still only meeting like 58% of the need.
Well, and that leads us to what I used to call licensed unregistered providers, and I know there's a different term now, but I always get stuck in my old terms. I can't ever remember the new things you guys call things.
So yeah, there is licensed providers, which you are required to be licensed in the state of Montana if you are taking more than 4 children in your home. That there's a law that passed, and that will change. So that will allow a person to take up to 6 children in their home without being licensed. However, we don't recommend that. We do really try to promote childcare licensing, and so with that, you can take the Best Beginnings Scholarship. You qualify for the food program. You qualify for grants and things like that. So just because you don't have to be doesn't mean you can't be. So if you want to open up and take 4 kids in your home, you can still be licensed, and it's there's some paperwork, but it's really not that bad, and we can help you through it. And there's just a lot of benefits in the long run to getting.
But there was like a
licensed.
smaller program for like grandparents that still
There's-
wanted to be paid, but not
Yeah.
necessarily go through all the.
There is. We
hoops.
call that the FFN program
Okay,
now.
see, it used to be LUPS, and
Yep.
I just never keep up.
So it's family, friend, and neighbor.
Okay.
And with that family, friend, and neighbor care, if you have like a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle that can watch your child and you qualify for Best Beginnings, then they can apply to be that. There's a lot less paperwork, a lot less requirements, and then the state pays them directly for that care. We see that a lot with parents that work odd hour shifts, or too early in the morning, too late at night, or can't find care. But that's a great program too, and we can help with that as well.
Great. Right. What else do people need to know about Childcare Connections?
Just
We
to-
whipped through a lot.
We did. We went through a ton. We're out at a lot of events these days. We do bike rodeos. We do have our big bike rodeo coming up in Livingston, Caden James Memorial Bike Rodeo. So that one's the middle of July. And then we've been at some events here. And if somebody needs a bike helmet or just any help with the childcare area, just give us a call or stop in. We're at 901 North Benton. We just remodeled the building, so super excited about that. So come in and see us, and there's so much happening. I don't know where to really go in the direction. So 648 passing was our big win this year for
Yeah.
Best Beginnings.
Yeah, because lots of good legislation hasn't been passed the last few sessions. This is a great big win
This is a great big win
for
for us.
families in Montana.
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
will really help families just by making that eligibility higher, by lessening copays. It's a year eligibility, so once you're eligible, you're good for the full year. You do have to be using a licensed program or like an FFN in order to be on the Best Beginnings, but we usually find places for those folks to go if that's what they need.
Right.
So
And that'll make people happy. So anybody who's been out of the workforce because they haven't been able to pay for or find childcare is going to
Yep.
get back to work and fill some of those empty spots we've been seeing around town.
absolutely,
So kind
childcare
of ripple effects.
and we're the vicious circle. Like, you can't go to work without childcare, but then we don't have enough childcare, and so it becomes this nasty circle, and we definitely want to get out of that.
Yep. All right. Tell us how to get a hold of you one more time.
So you can email me directly, and it's just Brandi, Brandi, @cccmontana.org. You can go to our website, which is just cccmontana.org. Phone number 406-587-7786. Or you can stop down and see us at 901 North Benton.
And really, you cover all the counties between here and Bozeman.
Yep.
And everything in between and kind of up and down.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to tagline from the Yellowstone to the Capitol, but
Yep.
that's kind of where we are.
So if you're seeing this and you're all in that circle, that's the
Yep, all
catchment area.
Lewis and Clark, Jefferson, Broadwater, Parkmar, and Gallatin.
All
So
right.
big area.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming again.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Helena. We'll see you again next week.